Happy Friday. Let me move this camera back a little bit. Maybe not too much. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday to you all. Let's get some more people in on this Friday, and I'm going to go in as usual. All right. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. All right. I'm ready to go in. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all doing awesome. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. You know, it's all about, putting in that work during the week so you can relax and lounge during the weekend if it allows, of course. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all doing awesome. I hope you guys are all doing great. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let's wait for some more people to come up in here, and I'm going to go in as usual. I love to go in. Happy Friday, Amy. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Happy Friday. Yep, Friday vibes are always the good vibes, especially when you could unwind and take, reflect about how your week went. All right. Oh, Lisa, that's flattering. Thank you. Thank you, King. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all those good vibes. I really love it. Thank you. And I hope you guys are all doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm going to go in. I'm going to be here for about an hour and a half, maybe under the hour and a half mark, maybe around an hour, 10 minutes or so I could really push it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me grab my drink, actually. All right. All right. I think we're ready to go in. Hope you guys are all doing awesome. Take care of yourselves and keep pushing and keep doing what you guys do, of course. All you can do is do what you do because no one does it like you, okay? And I'm going to go in. So, one thing I noticed about people when they see a chosen one, when they see people who are different from the rest, you're going to have a lot of people on one spectrum watching you and looking at you and glaring and, just their eyes are on you. You're going to feel that energy. But then on the other side of the spectrum, you're going to see a lot of people who are going to pretend like they don't actually notice that you're in the room. Now, it's not to say that these people don't know you're actually in the room. They know you're in the room, but they're refusing to actually acknowledge your presence here. And this is purposeful. This is done on purpose. And it's for a multitude of reasons why people move like this, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the high vibes, guys. Keep giving those good vibes. I love that. Let's reciprocate that good energy because, that's what makes the world go round and everybody gets to, keep it jumping, keep the energy flowing, of course, Yep. Yep. So, one thing you're going to notice, like I said, on one end of the spectrum, you're going to have a lot of people taking notice of you, a lot of people watching you very closely, eyeing you, observing you, even going to the point of stalking you. There's going to be people who move like that. And of course, there's going to be others who pretend like they don't see you, but they know very well that you are there. Oftentimes, your own people will make you feel unseen, unnoticed. They're going to make you feel like you're invisible, like you're Casper, like they don't see you, like you're a ghost, like you're not really there. All right. So like I said, there's many different reasons why people would move this way with you. And one of the biggest reasons why people move this way and they'll pretend like they don't see you is because your light is very blinding. So imagine when you look at the sun, if you really try to look at the sun for too long, you will look away. Because the light is too bright and it's just irritating. It gets irritating. And that's exactly how you tend to make people feel when they're around you for too long. You're the light, you're the shining one, you're the star. So when people see you, it's almost like they have to like pretend like you're not there so they don't hurt their eyes or they don't aggravate themselves. They don't feel aggravated. They don't feel bothered. They got to look away from the light source in the room. Okay, so that's one of the biggest reasons why people will look away from you is because you're just too bright. You're too much of a shining star. You're too much of a glow. You have too much of a vibrance to you that people would much rather look away from you. You know what I mean? And like I said, this is done very purposely so that people could, they're doing this because you're too jarring to them. It's almost like your presence is too jarring, it's too unnerving to the point where they have to look away. They got to get the shades, they got to go into another room or going to another corner of the room. They got to get away from you because your light is too bright. All right, your light is way too bright and they can't stand it. It's aggravating, it's bothering them. They'd rather not deal with it. All right. Let's keep the high vibes going, of course. Understand that when you're a different type of person and you've been chosen to do bigger things on this planet, and you walk in a room and you have that light and you've always been carrying that light, it's going to aggravate people. So people are going to pretend like they do not see you. That's how they cope. It's a coping mechanism. If they don't do this, then they feel like somehow they're going to get some kind of ailment or they're going to get some type of symptom that they can't deal with. Like when you're around, you give people symptoms, like you get people uncomfortable, unnerved, you bring about anxiety, you bring about tension. Of course, unintentionally here, this is just what you do because you do what you do because you're that light. All right. Hi, Angel Lee. You said, whenever I see Andrea, it puts the biggest smile on my face. You have the most beautiful light. Thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. People are going to pretend like they do not see you as well because they know that you're working on big things. When people have a clue that you're working on big things and you come around, you don't even have to say nothing about what you're working on. They know. And so when you come on the scene and they know what you're dealing with and they know what you've been up to, it's almost like to pacify themselves and to not have it to be brought up or to not have to deal with what they heard about you. They don't want to hear about it. It's almost like they're preparing themselves in preparation of the shining star who's been working on big things. They have to ignore you. They have to pretend like you're not in the room because they know somehow, some way it's going to come up. Somehow you're going to be the topic. Somehow someone's going to bring your name up. And so they have to actively avoid you and pretend like they do not see you so they can pacify themselves for what is inevitably going to come or what's inevitably going to take place, which is somebody bringing your name up. You know what I mean? So trust me. People will purposely avoid your gaze because they know when they look at you, you are it. You have the key, you have the knowledge, you know who you are. And like I say in a lot of my videos, knowledge is power. So when you know who you are, it's like you walk with another kind of power, a different type of power. You walk with meaning, you walk with substance, you talk with substance. You're not like the rest. So when people know that you're going to be pulling up, they have to buckle up. It's like these people have to, they have to, be on their P's and Q's and mind what they say and mind what they do when you come in the room. These people have to pretend like they don't see you though, because that is the only way that they can cope with your presence. They know that you're working on big things and they don't want it to be inflamed. They don't want it to come out. They don't want people to talk about it. They don't want people to say anything about you. If they just pretend like you're not there, then maybe your goals and your aspirations won't be spoken about. Maybe nobody will bring your name up. Maybe no one will talk about your achievements, and somehow they correlate doing that, like avoiding you with, not having to hear about your accomplishments. So it's all very calculating. They know exactly what they're doing. Of course, it's idiotic because, you're still working on your achievements, even if they look this way. You're still going up, even if they look this way, but they don't, it's a pacifying thing. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Angel Lee says, imagine their face when they see you on the big screens and billboards. They ain't ready. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I'm loving those Friday vibes as usual. Friday vibes are the best vibes. I love to go in. I love to bring things to light. And tonight, it's pretty much about the fact that people will pretend. Not everybody. Some people, like I said, it's the opposite. They'll see you. They'll lurk. These people will watch you very closely, but on the opposite spectrum, there's going to be some folks who really don't want to meet your gaze. In fact, they're going to literally pretend like you're not in the room, even though they very well know that you're sitting right there, that you're standing right there. They don't want, it's going to make you uncomfortable because it's meant to make you uncomfortable. This is all orchestrated. They're doing this because they want you to feel as uncomfortable, as unseen, as unimportant as possible. This is what they want to do because they know you're a very important person. If they can just deflate you, deflate your vibe just a little, they feel like somehow they have some power over you. They have something on you. They have nothing on you. You're still a star. And no matter if they turn this way, look here, look down, you're still shining. You're still going up. So I don't get, it seems confusing, but this is what they will do. All pacifying tactics here to feel better in the moment when you're in that room, when you're around them or with them. That's what they will do. That's what they will do. Yep. Black Beauty says they really admire us low key, high key, even low key, high key, middle key, whatever you want to say. These people, no matter what they do and no matter what pacifying tactics they may use in the moment, they know that they like you. They like you, but they don't like you. And a lot of these people who don't like you will pretend like they don't see you, but it's almost because they're too overwhelmed. Like they're very overwhelmed by your presence. They're very overwhelmed by you being there and you shining the way that you've always shined. And it's like these people, when they hear a little something about you, when they hear a little bit about your elevation, when they hear a little bit about your come up, they want to act like they do not notice you in that space. Somehow in their minds, they think that will minimize your efforts, what you've been working on. They think somehow that's going to minimize your progression or how well you've been advancing. And of course, it's not, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. Yep. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Yep. Hey, Keith, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this live. I really appreciate it. Right. Yep. Josh says, few have been kind, yet hold back. Right. So, a lot of people, let me put my drink down for a moment. A lot of people are going to pretend like they do not see you. A lot of people are going to pretend like you're not in the room. Right. And of course, if, even strangers will do this to you. You can be in line for, anything at the store and you're just standing there and you could be the only person at the counter. This has happened to me countless amount of times. And I've been trying to wrap my head around, like before I knew how people really moved, I would wonder to myself, why are these people acting like they don't see me? I'm here, I want to get some deli meat or whatever it is. You're at the counter, you're waiting, you're looking around. They see you though. They see you, but they're trying to act like they don't see that you're standing there. Of course, these people are trained that when they see a customer or a patron, you are to greet them, right? You are to greet them. You are to acknowledge them. That's how customer service operates. But for some reason, they throw those rules out of the window when they see somebody like you pull up. They don't want to give you the same treatment. I've been in situations where I've been waiting at the counter, literally waiting at the counter. Nobody else is there. It's just me. We have like 6 people behind the counter busying themselves, pretending to be busy. It's all a game. They pretend to be busy. They pretend to be preoccupied when they see you. And it's weird. And then it's like they look over their shoulders. They're trying to see if you're still there. Are you still waiting? They're taking their sweet time to service you. And I had a very hard time understanding why would that be? Why would it be that they're pretending like they don't see me, like they don't hear me, right? And sometimes I won't even say nothing. I'll just be standing there like, okay, and when are they going to acknowledge me? But let somebody else come beside me. They're so quick to whip around and service this individual, but they don't want to service me. Right. And then they'll service me because now they see like I'm beside somebody who just came up. And so they have no choice but to acknowledge me. But the games that people will play when they don't even know you, you have to ponder, why would they move like this? You are a patron like everybody else in that shop, like everybody else in that grocery store. So why would it be that they single you out? And take their sweet time when they're supposed to be, on call. They're supposed to be ready to service anybody. I'm telling you, when people feel like your energy is different, you could be just getting a cake, getting some deli meat, getting some, some snapper fish. Whatever it is that you want to get, these people don't want to service you. They don't want to look your way. They want to pretend like they do not see you, because somehow, some way, these people who don't know you, they see your light. Like there's something about you that they see. They don't know you, but they see you. And it's like you aggravate them in that moment. Now they don't want to service you. And you're like thinking like, this is a really terrible experience here. And this is how a lot of miserable people are, even people that you don't even know. So it goes really deep. It goes really, really deep. Yep. Snap your fingers. Sometimes I'll just stand there and I'll be like, and I'm perplexed. Like my mind is blown because I'm literally the only one here in this vicinity. Why is it that this person doesn't want to service me? Of course, I have to think outside of the box. It can't be something where, there's some sort of, some other factor that's preventing them. We got 6 folks behind the counter. There's no excuse. So the only thing I could think of is because they feel jealous or envious or feel bummy to serve me. They feel low to serve me. Like, it's got to be that. And so I know the games people play. I know how people move. People act weird when they see you for the first time and maybe the only time. And somehow there's something about your energy that speaks to them. And it speaks to them. And when it enters their headspace, it's like they don't want you there. They don't want to service you specifically. And it makes you feel very much left out and jilted. Okay. So yeah, exactly, Ethan. They are jealous. They are jealous, but it's like these people don't know you though. And it's like, it's very hard to comprehend sometimes, but people are very low. They'll do a lot of weird things. They'll withhold food from you, thinking that somehow they're taking something from you because you have too much. In that moment, they feel like you've got too much and they got to humble you or take something from you to make you feel low because you're looking so good or you're looking very vibrant. If they take a little long to serve you or to look your way, they feel like they're hurting you, and it's crazy. Hey, Persian, thank you so very much for that. Let's see what you said. Smoking a nice cigar, drinking some bourbon, and sitting in my backyard porch, enjoying this live. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much, Persian. And I hope you're enjoying your night, of course. Enjoy your time, cool and chill out, and, take care of yourself and treat yourself, of course. Treat yourself. Thank you, Persian. I appreciate that. Hey, Josh, how are you? Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for the positivity. I really appreciate that. I'm just here to give you guys a quick word about the fact that, listen, people will pretend like they do not see you. And a lot of times it's just straight envy and straight jealousy. Jealousy and envy is the root of many things. It's the root of many problems. When you see people acting funny towards you, acting weird out of nowhere, acting strange, a lot of times it's for jealousy or envious reasons. It's not because there was no beef or no fight or no nothing. Sometimes no words even have to be exchanged. Sometimes you don't even have to know these people. All it takes is for your energy to be on full display, and these people feel you and they don't really like you and they don't really want to service you and they're going to pretend like you're not in the room. That's just pacifying to them. If they can just pretend for the time that you're there, that you're not in the room, that you're not shining, that you're not glowing, they feel good about that in that moment. And so once again, it's pacifying. It's very much, it calms them down. It lowers their anxiety. It soothes their ego. I mean, all of that. All of that, Thank you so much, Kenyatta. Thank you. Kevin says, I'd be smiling at them the whole time and watching them, right? Ethan said, I just had chili dogs and onion rings. That sounds amazing. I love onion rings, especially from Harvey's. Especially from Harvey's. I don't think Harvey's is in the States, but Harvey's is kind of like McDonald's and Arby's and those types of places. It's super good, their onion rings. Yep. Jealousy is a sin, Christian says. They're not doing good by their own selves. Absolutely. I mean, jealousy will eat away at the spirit. So if someone is overcome by jealousy, that means they don't know who they are and they don't see the value within themselves. So if you do not see the value within yourself, you're going into dangerous territory here. I mean, you're going into some seriously low vibrational territory if you're so overcome by somebody taking something from you or what you perceive somebody taking from you. That's really scary. And you have to have a grip on that. A lot of people don't have a grip on what is theirs. And so, and of course, this is because, people are pacified by clout and money and women and men and whatever is popping and the dollar signs. Like a lot of people are pacified by these things, so they never know themselves. So when they see somebody like you pull up on the scene and they know who you are and they know what you're up to and they know what you're dealing with and how you really get down, it's like everything they thought was going good for them isn't concrete. It isn't working out. It isn't stable. They see that you're stable and you're real and you're the light. You don't need these things to stay elevated. You don't need these things to stay afloat. These things are perks. These are extras to you. These are just extra abundance, extra perks, but you know who you are to the core. And you're not really trying to play games with people. You don't play games. You don't move like that. You know what I mean? Like you do not move like that. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Hope you're doing awesome. Yep. Judging people is a sin, right? Yep. Yep. Hey, Tiffany. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Hey, Anthony. How are you? Yeah. Mobile says, when you smile at the hate, they get furious. Of course, because they think they're intimidating you. And when they're not successful in intimidating you, it aggravates them. And remember, when these people see you and they look away from you and they turn away and these people are in competitions with you. They're competing for your title or your spot. And it's fruitless because you're in your own lane. So you don't really get down like that. And a lot of people are just going to pretend like they don't see you. They're going to pretend like you don't exist. They're going to be like, I don't know him. I don't know her, even though they know you very well. They're going to try everything they can to pacify themselves in that moment so that they don't feel overcome with the jealousy and the contempt and the disdain that start coming up. They don't want to be reminded. They don't want to be recollect the negative thoughts or the negative feelings that come about when you come about, So it gets pretty deep. It gets pretty deep. Hey, Nadia, how are you? It's always nice to see you. Mm-hmm. Yup. Persian says materialistic things are nice, but they mean nothing. It's not about what's on you. It's about what's in you. Absolutely. And that's just how it's always going to remain. Like when people stay stuck on the material things, you know how far their mind goes. And that's that. And me personally, I can't get down with people who are just so fixated on the money and the cars and the women and the men. And all they talk about is this. All they want is that. Because then like this union is going to be very much short-lived if you're the type of person that thinks outside the box and you're not really into this stuff like they're into it. They're into it like that's their life, but they don't know themselves. All they know is what they like and what they need around them. But still to the core, they don't know who they are. That's a very dangerous thing. So it's a dangerous game that people play when they come around you. It's very dangerous because you actually know who you are and they don't know who they are. So when they come around somebody who's very sure of themselves, very confident, very much the star here, people feel very uncertain about their own state of affairs. They start looking at themselves like, hey, what? I thought I was the ish. But they don't know themselves because they identify with their possessions. Their money keeps them afloat. Their cars keep them afloat. The attention keeps them afloat, but they still don't know who they are. It's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Right. Mm-hmm. Nadia says some of them want to be you. Absolutely. And because they cannot and will never be you, it's always going to be a problem for you and this individual or these individuals to really get down in a wholesome way. It's never going to be wholesome because they don't move wholesomely. You move in a different way, so it's never going to click. It's never going to work. People are going to pretend like they don't see you because you're too different from them. and they want to ignore the odd one out. And that's unfortunate to say it like that, but that's the truth. They're going to want to ignore the person who's shining very bright, just like you shine bright. I mean, the thing about it too, right? It's like I've had my own people ignore me and they're sitting right beside me. You know, I could be having a conversation. This is really crazy. I can be having a conversation with multiple people in the room, and there can be somebody sitting right beside me who hasn't said a word all night, and you know this person and they know you. That's supposed to be your cuz, or that's supposed to be your best friend. And somehow, some way, your cuz or your best friend or whoever they are to you is acting like they do not know you. They see that you're very jovial, very high spirited. They see that people are flocking to you. People like what you got to say. People gravitate towards you. They feel the vibe that you give off. They feel like you have a lot of insight that they never even knew that you had, and they know you, or at least they thought they did. So when they hear you going in and they hear you talking and expressing yourself, even your own people sitting beside you, sitting around you, are going to act like they don't know you. They've been hearing you speak for the first time. They've been seeing you shine for the first time. I've dealt with these situations, and it makes me actually kind of sad, because the people that you're sitting beside, you think you're supposed to be vibing very high with. Maybe you used to, until you started vibrating even higher and going even higher, getting a lot more. They thought they had more than you materialistically. They thought they were safe around you. They're very unsafe around you. It's not to say you are creating an unsafe environment, but to them you kind of are, because you're making them feel like they don't know themselves. And that's very dangerous. And you're not doing this intentionally. So when your people are sitting around you, right, and you kind of peep like they haven't said nothing. They haven't spoken a word. They have not added substance to the conversation. They have not made it clear what they're thinking in that moment. It's almost like these people go into their shell, but it's a shell they never knew they had to go into. You have to understand, like, it's very scary for them. They don't know, like, they're thinking this is brand new. I don't remember ever feeling so uncomfortable around you. I don't remember ever feeling so strange around you. That's how they feel. Sometimes it's very abrupt. They never thought that you would make them feel this way. So, you know, I'm telling you, when you really get in and you really show who you are, your own people will tiptoe. They'll pretend like they don't see you. They don't hear you. When the party's over, when it's all said and done, you try to call these people. They don't want to answer the phone. You want to kick it. You want to hang. You're thinking still it's cool. You're thinking it's still fine. You're thinking it's still, you guys are still buddy. There is no buddy. When they left the threshold of your home, they decided that you were too much for them. They couldn't really get down with you. They couldn't really vibe with you. They thought they had more than you, but you showed another side to you. That showed that no matter what they have, there's something they can't top. They realize now, like, they put you in a competition. It gets very deep. It gets very strange. So trust me, your own people will sit beside you and make you feel like, you know, unseen, unheard, unnoticed. And this makes them feel good in the moment. I'm telling you. Retired says, no matter how much love you give, they will never stop hating. I've learned that the hard way. And it's still something I'm hacking away at, because I still have ways that, you know, because you've been away for so long and you try to change that, it's very hard to just stop cold turkey sometimes. You can be extremely generous and giving and kind and hospitable to those you love and care about, that you think love and care about you too. And you're going to come to realize that it comes with a price. These people don't treat you the same way, and they will not hold you to the same regard. And you're going to feel depleted and being used. You're going to feel used. And this is all purposely done here. Right. Luke Ever says, so I completely distance myself forevermore. Sometimes that's all you can do, Luke, is just distance yourself from these folks, wipe your hands clean and say, where am I needed next? Where do I have to grace? What room do I have to grace next? Because there's some people that you can never satiate. There's some things that you can never give. These people will, even when you give, they feel some type of way. And I've seen this. People will see how nice and giving you are. They'll use you. They'll spit on you. They'll turn on you. They'll talk all types of smack about you. And you're thinking like, what did I do? I think I'm doing something good here. But it's like, even when you do good, people are jealous of the good. They're jealous of the charitable nature that encompasses your spirit. They're jealous of that. How can it come to that? They're jealous how other people give to you. The same people that look away from you know that people like to give to you. They know that people like to give you opportunities. They know other people like to give you that attention. I mean, like all eyes are on you a lot of times, but some people will make it their mission to not be a part of that equation. They don't want to be a part of you getting attention or you getting bigged up, you getting praised, you getting props. It gets really strange because you give them high vibes, you give them good energy, and you can recall all the times that you've been there for them. But unfortunately, you got to forfeit those good times. You got to forfeit all the times, all the things, all the money, all the vibes you gave to these people. You got to forfeit it because you're not going to get it back. You have to, like, wipe your hands clean, be like, you know what? I give a lot to this person. They don't like me. They don't care about me like that. All right. Wipe my hands clean and grace another room. It's all you can do. Grace another room. Trust me. Because it's sometimes if you don't have that mindset of like, if you let it get to you, you can turn bitter. And there's a lot of people who turn bitter because of what one person did or because two people did them wrong. So they want to stop giving. They want to stop being of service to others. They want to stop doing good on the planet. Don't fall into that trap because a lot of people will try to turn your heart to coal and, and then you don't know how to move and you don't know who you are anymore. Always be kind, always be gracious, always be humble, always help those in need when you can, how you can. And don't let anybody who used you or played you change you. Don't let them change you. Don't let them get up here where they've succeeded in making you a miserable person, as miserable as they might be. You don't want it. You don't want that. You don't want that. Kill Nerva, thank you. Such a major confirmation. Thank you. Thank you. Intuitive Empress says, how do you get a narcissist to stop harassing and targeting you? You go no contact. That's the only way that works with a narcissist. You have to cut them off cold turkey. Like if there's something you could cut off cold turkey, it is access, it is communication, accepting gifts, accepting anything, even looking their way. Ironically, in this situation, do not give the narc the attention that they seek. They need the admiration, they need the attention, they need all eyes on them, and they need to be able to control you. So if you're dealing with a narc of that caliber, all you can do is go no contact because not many tactics, not many tricks, not many ways, not many things work on a narc. Like they're pretty resilient here, and you gotta stay away from them. Hey, PLJ, how are you? It's so nice to see you. I'm happy that you're here tonight. Right, Gray Rock. Yes, absolutely. Retired says, if you can't get away from the narcissist, please look up the Gray Rock method. It works for me and my father and narcissistic coworkers. Bless you on your healing journey. Thank you so much for that, Retired. And I do know about the Gray Rock. It can work in some instances. So thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you. I appreciate that heavy. Thank you so much. Ethan says, a lot of people in my apartment complex are very low vibrational. A lot of these people live or work with you in close quarters. So it's going to feel like you cannot escape these people. And a lot of these people, when it comes to people who pretend like they don't see you, you're going to find it to be weird because it's like they're going to want to be near you. They're going to want to be close to you. They're going to want to know your information, but still have the luxury to ignore your presence. They want all of it. They want to be able to have access to you and then ghost you when you're there. I've already dealt with stuff like this. It gets pretty weird. Like, why are you inviting me around if it's just to ignore me or if it's just to not even have a conversation with me? Why extend that and then try to play me like you don't see me or my presence there was not really needed or was not really wanted. People will play a lot of games when they know that you're doing big things and when they know that you're your own person and you know who you are. People are going to play a lot of games The games will never end. As long as you are going up, the games will never end. They will always, morph into something else, morph into something more diabolical. That's oftentimes what's going to happen. And if you remove yourself from the situation, is probably the best thing to do, because then you don't have to see how crazy it gets. You don't have to see or deal with how bad it gets. So, yep. Right. Kevin says they are using our energy for attention. Can you imagine? It's the same people who try to act like they don't see you, but they want to be seen with you. It's just an oddity, isn't it? It's a huge oddity. Like, how you gonna act like you don't see me when it's convenient for you, or when you feel, when you feel like in a piss poor kind of vibe one day, but the next day you need me around or you want me around. You make people look good. You make people look good. Okay. You make people look good. And it has nothing to do with literally looks. That may be a part of it, but it's more so your energy. People like to be seen with you. So don't get it twisted. People like to be seen with you. You make people feel good, because remember, if we're talking about somebody like you, who's quite high vibrational, high spirited, you know who you are, you're very strong, you're very positive, you're jovial, you have a vibrance, you have that heat, you bring that fire, you bring that energy that is unlike the rest. So can you only imagine what these people feel like when they're with you, when they ride with you, when they roll with you, when they're seen with you? They feel the same things too. It's almost like you're their surrogate energy. You're carrying the energy for them, for that group. You carry the group. Even at the workplace, you may carry that group. You might make the whole group shine. You may be the only employee on the team who's actually putting your weight in, putting the work in. But somehow, unfortunately, it seems like the whole team is behaving in this way when it only may be you. And it's like, because you're vibing so high and you're so good at what you do, it makes the whole team look good, even if the whole team is so low vibrational and they don't do the same work, they don't put in the work like you do. So it has its pros and cons. It really does. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kenyatta. Yep. Yeah. Thank you so much, DJ. I appreciate that. I love the good vibes, guys. Thank you so much for these good vibes. It's always welcome. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Right. Antoinette says, I'm responsible for me. I have no problem letting the team know. And let them know, Antoinette, let them know. But of course, don't put yourself in a problem where, you have to fight these people, or, things, sometimes the thing about it though, is like when you are the person that you are, people are going to have a lot to say about you. Like when you say something, even if it's real, even if it's true, people are going to look at you like, why did you say that? And you could just be standing up for yourself or saying a known fact, making a known statement, just saying something that is general knowledge. But somehow, some way, when you say it, they have a problem with the way you said it. They have a problem that it's coming from you. A lot of people are going to have a problem when you say something. That's why a lot of people are just going to turn away from you like you do not exist. Because when you talk, when you open your mouth, you aggravate them, you make them feel annoyed. They don't want to hear it from you. They don't care about hearing it from other people. But when it's you, it bothers them. It bothers them. And it also confirms to them that you know your stuff, like you know what you're talking about. And you're confident, like you're not really, there's a lot of people, and I'll tell you from my personal experience, there's a lot of people that, you could say all the positive things, you could say all the right things in the right moment. And people are gonna make it seem like somehow, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. You said that? Oh, no wonder why she acted like that. No wonder why he acted like that, because you said that. And it's like, but what's wrong with me saying that? Or what's wrong with me expressing myself in this way? And you see how these folks carry on. A lot of times people carry on, they can be very rowdy. They could be very low vibrational. Nobody reprimands them. Nobody puts them in their place. But somehow when you talk and when you express yourself, when you let it be known what you're feeling, a lot of people will have a problem with it right off the bat because it's you. They don't want to hear about you. They don't want to hear it from you. They don't want to know what you have to say. It could be common knowledge. It could be something that everybody knows in that room. But when you say it, it hurts them. It bothers them. They're going to pretend like they don't see you, they don't hear you. Sometimes I'll be talking. It's the most uncomfortable thing, one of the most uncomfortable social things that can take place. I'll be talking amongst a group of people. I'll say something that I think is pretty ordinary, and then nobody responds in the room. It's like quiet. It's almost like you said something that was extremely taboo, or you said something that was completely out of line, and you're thinking, oh, like tough crowd, like what? Like, why is everybody quiet? Why did no one respond? Everybody was quiet. You even see people looking at somebody else, like, did she really just say that? Or did he really just say that? It's like people don't like when you talk. It's like people, because remember, you say things that a lot of people are not hearing from their own people. You say things that a lot of people are not ready to hear, or maybe the way you say it, or the how you beef it up, like you beef up your statements, like you have a lot of substance, so people feel like and they feel like you shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't have did all that. All you did was say the truth. But these people have a problem with it. They have a problem with it. you know Hey Warren, how are you? Hey Tony. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Josh said they spit at you. They spit at me. They roll their eyes at me. I laugh. People will do a lot of low vibrational things for sure when they feel some type of way about you. They hold out no stops. Like they'll do anything. Right. DJ says they can't shake the jealousy when they look at us. It's almost like it overtakes them, right? That's what happens. It overtakes them. They can't stomach it. They can't help it. They fumble, They fumble. Thank you, T. Thank you so much. Yep. Right. Right. I don't like him. I don't like her. People will orchestrate this. They'll literally plan this. They'll plan to, avoid your gaze. They will plan to, it's all a grand scheme. Like that's the real way I can say it. It's a grand scheme. It's like an orchestration or some kind of rehearsal. A lot of these people will literally rehearse how they will behave around you. And you could tell because they're all operating bot-like. They're all operating like robots. It's not natural the way that they're carrying on when you pull up on the scene. These people will behave like, oh, they will, it's like they're all doing the same thing. They're all engaging in the same activity, looking away from you, rolling their eyes, very quiet, don't have nothing to say. The craziest thing about this is that these may be your own people. Your own people don't want to hear from you. Your own people don't want to hear what you got to say, but it's like they're talking to everybody else. They're laughing, ha ha, he he, with everybody else. They're vibing it up with everybody else, and you're left to stay to your own vices here. You're supposed to, entertain yourself, and nobody's making sure you're okay. Nobody's making sure that you're all right. Do you have drinks? Do you have food? In fact, people will withhold these things from you and make you go on like a rat race. Like they'll make you go, look for stuff, fend for yourself type of thing. People will do a lot of weird things when they're jealous of you. A lot of weird things. Trust me. Mm-hmm. PLJ says they say you talk too much. You know what, PLJ? I can't count on my hands and toes how many times people have said that to me. Andrea, you just talk too much. Like do you ever stop talking? And understand that I know that I like to talk a lot. I mean, it's one of my signature traits. It's just what I do. I talk a lot, but I tend to believe that I talk with substance. That's what they don't say. That's what they don't want to get into. That what I talk about, they can't get into. They don't understand what I talk about. They don't, they these people are extremely superficial individuals. They're not about to sit down and get into it. So when people say I talk a lot, I say, yeah, well, and what? Like I talk and I express myself the way that I want to express myself. A lot of people are going to try to, it's almost like the shining things about you, your shining qualities. They're going to turn it around and make it seem like they're terrible qualities. You got to fix yourself. You shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't talk so much. You shouldn't talk out of line even. Like people are going to try to tell you when to talk, how to talk, what to say. You don't say like it's church or like it's some sort of like it's you don't say that here. You don't do that here. Very much trying to make you conform and comply. I I just don't get down like that. I don't get down like that. Now, it's not to say that I'm a rule breaker, but it is to say that I'm not going to just do what you say or do what she says because you guys are uncomfortable because I move with substance. If these people are uncomfortable because I move with substance, there's the door, pal. You don't got to be around me. You don't got to vibe with me. You could just be on your merry way and let me do what I do, because once again, you can't please these people. These people want to see you like them. And they're going to try to strip everything that makes you an individual so you seem like a shell of a person, like you seem like them. And that's the worst thing you can let these people do, is make you feel like you're nothing. You're a nobody, Trust me. Hey, Joseph, how are you? Yeah, exactly. They say that you're so deep. Like it's a bad thing, right? So they want me to be shallow. But Joseph, it's like they do want that. They do wish that you just stay very surface level and that you just do what they do and you follow the herd and you fall in line and you do what you're told and you have no individual characteristics here. You're not allowed to shine in the way that you want to shine because it makes them feel good about who they are as an individual here. And that's really unfortunate. That's really, really unfortunate. Yeah, T says narcs love trying to fix people. How ironic when they're the ones that need the most help here. All retired, thank you so much. I love listening to you. There are so many people I can't even talk to because it's so shallow. Substance is everything. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you're right. Substance is everything. Without substance, there is no, it's a very short road here. Very short road. PLJ says, be seen but not heard. Right. Right. Exactly. Yes, Isabella says, seem like they just want to try so hard to get your attention in any way possible. They'll do anything. They'll dig a hole in the ground, drop into the hole, look up at you and be like, hey, I'm in the hole. Like they'll degrade themselves. They'll put themselves in the worst possible position to be seen by you. But for what? To what end here? When you're up here, you don't care. You don't care enough. But they think you care enough. Like you don't care like that. I mean, you're probably like, oh, hey, down there. And you keep it moving because that's just what you do. That's just what you do. Right. Kenyatta says because they're basic and boring and they know it. And we are not basic. We are not boring. Don't be ashamed to say what you are, who you are. You bring an energy. You have vibrance here. You have a good, strong spirit here. Do not be ashamed to let it be known who you are. I mean, don't hide yourself. For many years, I'm the type of person that tried to fit in and it failed because people saw through that. People saw that, Andrea, that's not you. And you'd feel like embarrassed. I would do a lot of things that, embarrass myself, trying to be seen by others, trying to be recognized by others. I'm not ashamed to say that because that's just a part of my story. That's just what I used to do. I used to do a lot of things that were like trying to reach out to people, look at me, see, there's a lot of things that you can see in me that you should be proud of and you should look my way. The thing about when you do that is like two things about this that's very odd. One is that they like to see you really try to prove yourself to them. They like that. They love when you're trying so hard. because they feel like the attention is on them. They're like, oh my goodness, look at how hard Andrea's trying. Look how hard she's going. She wants us to see her. Look at that. But at the same time, it's like they see your ambition, they see how serious you are, like they see that you're really trying to show who you are, you're really trying to show what you're proud of, and it's like they get jealous. At the same time, at one end of the spectrum, they like that you're trying so hard to appease them. At the same time, though, they see how dedicated, how you're really going in, you're really making things happen, and so it's like they're also jealous, but they like the attention. Don't get stuck in that trap like I was stuck in that trap. It's very easy to fall into that trap. And sometimes it can take years if you're relying on the majority. You're relying on these people out here who are moving like bots. When you try to rely on these people to give you gratification, to give you attention, you're going to lose every single time. You're going to lose yourself. And, you got to rope yourself back in here and know who you are. You can't expect these people, they will misguide you on purpose. They will play this game with you. They think it's a game. They will play it with you, and they play it very well. And, I would embarrass myself and do a lot of things that were not very wholesome, not very serving, not very positive, thinking that it's going to bring me admiration, it's going to bring me attention, because I was bullied heavy. And I thought that, if I just do certain things or say something funny, say something that's kind of weird, that people will look at me and respect me and like me and see that there are some things about me that are to be liked, not to be hated. And I would just put myself in a hole, and you have to know yourself. You got to know who you are. Nowadays, I know exactly who I am. I know what I'm about. I know what it is. And it's not even about being arrogant. It's about knowing who you are. And you can get lost in trying to please these people out here. You can get lost easily. It's like being in a mental labyrinth. That's really what it's like. When you're in a mental labyrinth and you don't know where to go and know who you are, you're going to panic. You're going to feel nervous. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to be stressed. Don't put yourself in that labyrinth. It's hard to find your way out. Very hard to find your way out. You don't want to be in no type of mental labyrinth. No type of mental imprisonment here. Don't do it for these people. They don't care. They don't care. Mm-hmm. Hey, Nathaniel, how are you? Joseph says, I tried fitting in so many times. I cringe now. It just does not work for us. And it will never work because, like I said, these people are never going to be happy. They're jealous. How can we really think that a jealous or envious person is ever going to, be proud of us when they're jealous of us? They want what we've got. They want the position that we're in, yet we are subconsciously trying to please them. These people are the ones that want to be in our spot. Remember, they're going to misguide you on purpose. They will misguide you on purpose. Right. Joshua, you're saying what it is. Absolutely. They hate you, but they can't stop watching you, right? Absolutely. Is Reality here? Oh, hey, Reality. It's so nice to see you. You said my dog is planning to take me into public tomorrow. See how I do. If I behave at all. Your dog? DJ says, I still can't believe him. Right. Melissa says, chosen ones are meant to stand out, never fit in. You hear me? Absolutely. I hear. Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Kenyatta says, when you're bullied, you're different and peculiar, and they see that, they see what you don't see in you. Pretty much. I had such low self-esteem that it was almost, it's almost unfathomable, right? But still, I would have a smile on my face. I was still trying to make people laugh. And when you're bullied, it can mess your mind up. It could really muddy your path here. It could really mess you up. When you're heavily bullied, especially as a child, remember, children are very impressionable. And if you're not strong enough, or if you don't have the support, or if you don't have that spirit, it could taint your mind for a very long time. It can make you very, you won't trust people. You won't like to be around people. It could make you an introvert. And luckily in my situation, I just found a way to keep it moving here. I stayed away from these people. Like when I was bullied in elementary school, I purposely went to another high school that I knew very few people. And a lot of people would not like to go to a place that they don't know anybody, but I loved it. I reveled in it. I was so excited to meet new people and to get away from these folks. And I had such a wonderful time in high school. It was amazing. What I'm trying to say is you can't let these people get to you. You can, and trust me when I say that these bullies admire you. They really do. Like they see things about you that they kind of wish they saw in themselves. They hurt you and they try to put you down, but it's because these people already feel down. They're down here. They don't feel on a high. They don't feel good about their situation. They don't feel good about who they are as a person or where they're going. All they know is that they see you seem weaker, you seem smaller, you seem easy to conquer. So they're going to attack you and try to make your life a living hell. And even as an adult here, you're going to have bullies. I'm starting to think that the bullies of today are worse than the bullies I faced back then, because these people know better. I mean, these are adults targeting, looking at you, seeing how you shine, seeing that you're going up, and they're angry and they're attacking you and they're trying to find a problem with everything that you do. It becomes a problem. Being an introvert, of course, is not bad. There's nothing wrong inherently with being an introvert. But sometimes when people have been excessively bullied or excessively picked on or teased on, it could make them go into this sort of shell that's very difficult to get these people out of, because that's how they protect themselves. And I just never got to that point. I always just tried to show a vibrance, to show a liveliness. Like people wouldn't think that I got bullied. People wouldn't think that, because I vibe very high. In my mind, I vibe very high. And I try to keep those high vibes. And I teach my children the same things too. My two beloved daughters, that you got to vibe high no matter what you do. There's going to be people you come across and they're not going to like you and they're not going to have a reason. My bullies had no reason why they didn't like me. They just didn't like me. They just choose you and they pick you and they don't like you. And there could be people around them who are not doing great things, but they chose you. And you got to move in life with your head high. You got to move and stay vibing high, because people are going to do anything. They're going to say anything. They're going to be any type of way they want with you. And you have to know how to move in life according to what they might do. Keep vibing high, keep loving yourself. That's all you can do. Yep. Right. Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Josh Irwin says they only know the bad ways they were taught. Not our fault. These are their coping mechanisms. And unfortunately, the hurt people must hurt somebody else. But do they really? Do they really have to hurt somebody else? Or is it possible that they can get help for their inner turmoil so that they don't have to victimize other people around them? I think it's the latter here. I think it's the latter. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Persian says they can't hurt us though. We're too strong. We're too mighty. And maybe they didn't see that then. In fact, maybe we didn't even see that in ourselves back then. But we know it now. We feel it now. We see it now. And there's no turning back now. There's no turning back. Yep. Right. Ethan says they try to hurt, but it doesn't work. always going to be unsuccessful, always going to be short-lived. Just like that Robitussin joke, that Robitussin, it's going to help for a while, but it's really just suppressing the symptoms. It's not going to get to the root of the matter. It's not going to really heal whatever's wrong here. You got to get to the root of the issue, the root of the problem. And that's what you did. Whatever issues, whatever trials and tribulations you may have faced, you got to the root of it. That's why you're up here. That's why you're up here and they look this way. They don't want to, when they're around you, they don't want to look at you. They want to look this way because they know you've healed, or at least you're on the path to healing. And the evidence is overwhelming here. So they want to look this way while you keep going up, and they think they're hurting you by looking this way, but you're still elevating and you're not really putting too much weight to what they're doing here. Thank you so much, LJ. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much. I'm going to be on here for 10 more minutes, guys. 10 more minutes. This is a great live. I love the engagement. It's awesome. All right. Peace, LJ. Take care. All right. Thank you. Keep doing what you do. DJ says they don't know we got other help and they going to be the ones bullied soon. More often, it's the people that know how they rewritten history and everything. So we got help, but most of all, the Lord is here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yup. Reality says Canadian Prime Minister is going to be out of a job soon. That's something else, huh? Mm-hmm. And of course, Reality, thank you so much for bringing that to light. When it comes to politics and all that type of stuff, I tend to stay out of that because it's extremely controversial. Like it's extremely, it's very inflammatory. A lot of aspects about that is very inflammatory, but thank you. It's so true. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of things, going on, and we're just spectators of it. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. A lot of changes coming, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. So, just understand that when these people pretend like they don't see you, know that they see you. When your own people try to act like they don't hear you, they hear you. But they're doing things in the moment that are pacifying themselves so that they don't have to acknowledge what you say or acknowledge your presence. Acknowledging your presence is too much for some people to do. Just like how I said in a few of my lives, when people don't respect you, and respect is free, it's because they don't have the heart to respect you. And it's the same way, like when people look away from you, it's like they don't really respect you enough to look your way, or they don't even respect you enough to acknowledge your presence. They'll acknowledge everybody else in the room. I've dealt with this stuff directly. They'll acknowledge everybody. Everybody's getting a handout. Everybody's getting help. Everybody's getting a hug. When they give you hugs, it may feel cold. It may feel unwelcome, like it's not real. I've had those hugs where it's like, you could feel like there's a separation here. You guys might be holding and touching and stuff, but there feels like there's a blockage, there's a wall between you and this person. And it's like, you may want to vibe with these people. You may love these people to the ends of the world. And it doesn't matter how much you love these people and how much they might love you. If they're jealous of you, if they know what you've been up to, if they've been hearing that you've been working on big things, all it takes is for these people to come right up next to you. They don't want to be next to you. They don't want to hear about you, but they can't just dismiss you. I mean, if you're there, then you're there. All they can do is pretend like they don't see you, disregard you. Some people are even so diabolical that they'll invite you around to dismiss you, to ignore you. I've dealt with that as well. I'm very candid about this because this is what I've dealt with as well. A lot of these people will ask me to come and they don't look my way for the whole night. Now, it's not to say that I need to be seen by these folks, but it's just common sense. Like if I'm here, then I'm involved, right? But they did it on purpose to where you come and they ghost you. They feel like you have everything going for yourself. You're a very vibrant person. You're not like them. They've been knowing that. So the fact that you're not like them and they know that, they feel like they have a little bit of control here. They feel like they'll be able to make you feel some type of way here. They'll try to shun you because that's what they feel like they have control over here. You know what I mean? They'll withhold food from you or servicing you. These people may not even know you, don't want to help you, don't want to give you nothing. Don't you, it's they're acting like it's coming out of their pocket and they don't want to help you. The bottom line is sometimes when you're too rich in that energy, when you're too rich in those high vibes, when you're too rich in knowledge, and they thought they were rich with their pockets, but it doesn't go like that. Like you don't move like that. And that's the thing. When they see that there's more to you than just what everybody else is dealing with or interested in, they're going to try to take something from you to try to make you feel like you're not so special. You're not so great. You're not so poppin'. You're not really on no special tip here. That's what they're going to try to make you feel like. And that's just what it is. So all you can do is move in life how you want to move. Understand that not everybody's going to respect your flex. You're going to walk in the room, you feel like everybody's seeing you and respecting you. Nope. Some people, you're going to walk in the room and they're going to pretend like they don't see that you're there. They're going to pretend like you don't matter. And they know what you're doing. They know that you've been doing big things. Unfortunately, they're going to minimize that. They're going to deduce you to someone who is crazy and over your head and arrogant, and they're going to try to make it seem like you don't know what you're talking about. You're doing something that's very average. You're doing something that they never do. You're going places they would never go. So they know very well that you're not average. You don't move like the majority. You move your own way. Sometimes that's all it takes for these people to look away from you, is that you went your own way. So they look this way. You understand? They look this way because you went this way. They shun you because you went another way that they thought you would go. That's just what it is. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Warren. Thank you so much. Rachel says, I'm a philosopher. Wow. Thank you. Absolutely. Antoinette says, I'd rather be rich with knowledge. I agree. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge, knowing yourself, knowing a lot, you're going to aggravate a lot of people. People are going to look this way when they know that you have a lot to say and you know a lot and you're like a walking encyclopedia. Like you know a lot and you are a lot and you add value, you add substance here. It's not about what you've got on. These people, that's all they're riding on here. But you're riding on those high vibes and you're riding on the knowledge and you're riding on who you are and you know who you are. And sometimes this is just too much for some people to take. So much for people to take. Trust me. Yep. Yes, Isabella. Yep. Yes, Ethan. Self-love. Absolutely. Right. Yes, reality. Yep. Yes, Luke. Yep, your success humiliates them. Right. It makes them feel small, but it shouldn't. But that's what it does. Right. Empowered says the whole vibe be dead until you pull up. They have to show off. Big eye rolling, huffing, puffing. I want to go home. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm tired. They do all types of weirdo type stuff. When you pull up on the scene, you make people feel depleted, tired, weak, anxiety. You're thinking you're bringing the high vibes, and you probably are. But to them, it's like you're bringing their mood all the way down because they can't vibe that high. They can't match that high. They can't match the euphoria that you're on. It's a natural high. It's a natural way that you live life. You're just on your high vibes because you know something good is going to happen for you tomorrow or the next week or the next month or the next year. and you're on those natural high vibes. It's not about the money, the clout, or anything like that. You don't care about that. If that comes with your success, then that comes with your success. Congratulations. But the bottom line is that when you vibe high and when you're going to the top, please be ready for people to look away from you and pretend like they don't see you, and they're not going to want to service you. They're going to want to humble you. They're going to want to pretend like they don't recognize you. They're going to deduce your efforts to just luck. Oh, you're lucky you got that. You're lucky that happened for you. When they know the work you've put in, it makes them feel better to say that it's luck. They'll look away because they know it's not luck. They don't want to admit that you're a hard worker. They don't want to admit that you did the healing. Why? Because then that would mean that they're admitting that you did a lot of deep things. You went deep into yourself, and they've never went deep. They've always been surface level, right? That's all they've ever been. Very surface level. So for them to step outside of themselves and say, you're deep, you went deep, you did that, they don't want to say that. I'm telling you, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Jealous souls, stay away from jealous people. There's no telling what they will do. There's no telling how far these people will go to take something from you because they think you're taking something from them. But when you vibe very high, they feel like you're taking all the shine. They're going to look away from you because they feel like they're wiping that shine off of you. That shine is in you. That's what they don't get. Okay? That's what they do not get. Right. Backhanded compliments. That's how it always is going to go. When you vibe so high and when you're so different from all these people, you doing what you do, it's going to make them feel like, they can't even congratulate you properly. They can't even big you up properly, All you got to do is move and stay in your own lane. That's all you can do. All right, guys, I'm at the 1 hour and 11-minute mark. I want to wrap this live up and say thank you kindly for hopping on this live that was pertaining to people, pretending like they do not see you when you're around. This can apply to your own folks, and this can apply to people that you don't even know out there in the community. It doesn't matter. The bottom line, the common denominator here is that your energy speaks for itself. That's what happens here. People are going to pretend like they do not see you. They're going to pretend like they do not hear you. They're going to pretend like you're not in the room. They're going to give energy to everybody else, give attention, but they're not going to give attention to you because they think you're too abundant in everything possible on this planet here, okay? So they're going to try to take something from you to humble you because they feel like it's their job to humble you for some odd reason, and they're not going to want to give your props or praise. You know who you are. You know who you are. Right. Yeah, they will hate on your kids. They will hate. I'm telling you, it goes so, it's so depraved. It's so depraved. Like, it's so sickening how low it will go. Your own offspring will be hated. Your own offspring will be the subject of hate and disdain because they come from somebody great, right? That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And that's for another live. That's for another live. I'm telling you, I wish I could I could really stay here. I always say that I could stay here for many hours, but I'm going to cut it short here. Persian, if you're still here, thank you so much for contributing to my live tonight. I really appreciate that. It was very generous of you. Thank you so much. And I hope that you're still enjoying your nice night in your backyard. To everybody here, thank you so much for, adding so much value to the live and keeping these high vibes on this beautiful Friday. Keep yourselves vibing very high and understand that the world is in your hands. You can really do anything you want. It's like putty. It's like make whatever you want, and it's going to be brilliant because it's coming from you. Keep doing what you guys do. Keep doing what you guys do. Thank you so much for the high vibes and the compliments and the good vibes, the good energy. I love all of that. Now go spread it to your people. Go spread it out there. Keep doing what you guys do. A lot of good content is coming to the Mindset Elevator. I have a lot of things to share, a lot of things to say. It's like a never running out of things to say because I've been through a lot. You guys have been through a lot, and you guys are helping me, and you guys are, even elevating my mind here. So I'm very humbled by that, and I really appreciate all the stuff, all the stories you guys share. It helps me as well. I want to make that very clear. It helps me as well. All right. Keep raising the vibes. Have a blessed night as well. Of course. Yep. So keep doing what you guys do, guys. I'm going to end the live. Thank you guys so much. Keep doing what you guys do. Love on yourself. Stay hydrated. Work on your crafts. Try something new and find a way to elevate every single day. You guys are blessed. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you kindly. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night. I'll see you guys soon. Yep. Have a great weekend, reality. It's always nice to see you. Take care of yourself. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Lots of love to you all. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, okay? Peace and blessings. Bye, Empowered. All right. Bye, guys.